what's up everyone? My name is Jen, representing Team Ultraspeed VA. I'm here with my 2021 bagged LC 500 and you're watching East Coast Garage.
This thing is fast, it's fun, it has attitude. It's so comfortable and feels safe, and it's just an awesome car. These cars are so underappreciated and underrated. I wish everyone else knew about them, let's show the world all about the LC 500. So tell me more about it.
So like I said, this is a 2021 LC 500 I got back in October. It has the Elite carbon fiber lip kit on it from E6 Carbon. It's a company out of Canada. Also got the 2022 E6 Forge carbon wheels from the same company. It came with a diffuser, the lip kit, the side skirts, all carbon. We just installed the Group M intake system, which actually didn't take that long. Usually when you install things on cars, it's something that you think will take 20 minutes, usually takes like 2 days. But my husband and I actually installed it in less than an hour and everything fit perfectly.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so.
It looks so good too with the carbon fiber, and it just matches, the rest of the car. Including the roof is carbon fiber also, right?
It is,
and
right.
That was factory?
Yep.
Option?
Yep.
That's awesome.
Came factory. They do have the convertible option. Actually, it comes, you can get it in a glass rooftop, carbon fiber,
cool.
Convertible. Yep. The door sills are also carbon as well. Came factory. So it has a lot of carbon fiber in and around the whole car.
Yeah, I love it. I like the micro suede in here too. It almost reminds me of an exotic car, how a lot of them have the micro suede.
Yep, it's called Alcantara, I believe it's called.
Oh, okay.
Yep, kudos to my husband. Without him, I would not have been able to do everything to this car. I love him to death. He's my ride or die. Without him, we would not have been able to install the air suspension. I've never had that car on bags before, so that was a learning experience for the both of us. We installed it ourselves. It did take a little bit since we had no idea what we were doing. But like I said, that was a fun experience to actually install it ourselves. Running the front lines to the shocks was a little bit of a challenge, but when we actually figured out how to do that, it was actually pretty easy to do the rest of it. The shocks weren't as bad. The battery to this car is actually in the trunk in the back of the vehicle, so that was actually easy to do as well. The guy who actually sold us the lip kit and the wheels assisted us to let us know where to run the front lines to the front shocks. So that was actually nice of him. Kudos to Canal with E6 Forge, E6 Carbon.
It's like someone put bags and rims on a spaceship or something.
That's what it looks like, yeah.
It's awesome. I bet if you could travel into the past, into the 50s, and someone saw this, they think it's a spaceship. I mean, we saw what they thought of the DeLorean in 1955. They thought that was a spaceship.
Yeah,
so this would definitely be on that level. What would you say to someone looking to buy an LC 500?
I would just say go for it. You won't be disappointed at all. Driving wise, it's comfortable. It does have back seats. I have seen people put car seats back there. It can hold 2 car seats.
I'd do it.
Yeah, I've seen pictures. People have car seats, rear facing, front facing. So if you're on the fence because about car seats, people have done that. I've seen. I mean, it's a comfortable car. I've heard people, driving long distances with this car. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just an all-around just awesome car. I mean, even if you don't modify it stock, it's great. I mean, you can't go wrong with Lexus,
Yeah, of course.
My favorite thing is about this car is just you don't see them
Yeah.
anywhere. And if you do, they're all stock and they're all driven by, you know, older people. When people see it, they kind of stare at it to try to figure out what kind of car it is. Some young kid thought it was an LFA. I kind of felt special. I was like, oh wow, that's pretty nice. But no, it's not an LFA. But when he realized it was the LC 500, he was like, oh, I haven't seen one of those either in person. So this is kind of cool. So I kind of felt, you know, happy.
This does have a lot of LFA flavor to it.
But yeah, I love this. This is the nicest car I've ever had. For sure. I used to have an IS 300. I sold that a couple years ago. Some young kid in the Army, he said that he's been looking for a manual IS 300, so got the price that I was asking for and then sold it. And then towards the end of last year, I was telling my husband I wanted to get back in the car game. He started searching for a car. Of course, my first car was, I wanted to get the McLaren, but, didn't really, want to spend that much money.
Yeah.
So second choice of course, was this car. And, I'm pretty happy with this car. You don't really, you don't see these cars that much and you don't see them modified at all. So I'm pretty happy with this decision.
Oh, I love it. I think that you made the absolute right choice. And this thing, kind of like what you were saying of people don't know exactly what it is. To me, it reminds me of a prototype car or a concept car from the early 2000s. They got really crazy back then with, with just everything being really long and having kind of some rigid edges, but still a lot of, rounded parts. And it was just the engineers were already planning to make cars like this, but it's almost as if they were testing the waters back then. It's well, let's make a concept car and see what people think of it, and let's slowly get people used to this type of stuff, and then boom, this came out. And honestly, I absolutely love it. Compared to a lot of those concept cars, at first it's ew, that's the future. But when this came out, Lexus nailed it, especially with the front grille and just the tail lights and overall just the overall shape of this thing is just they made a piece of art, really.
I agree. This is a beautiful car.
Yeah, I love it.
So unique. I love it.
So tell me a little bit about your involvement with Team Ultraspeed.
Ultraspeed was started in 1997 by a group of guys in the military that just had, one common purpose. They were into cars, so they started Ultraspeed. It kind of evolved and grew from there into what it is now. It's just a whole bunch of people. We're pretty much a family, and we are worldwide. We have people in different countries, different parts of the United States. We have family members in Mexico, Indonesia, just everywhere. A lot of it is due to people being in the military. Here in Virginia, we do partner with a lot of businesses and do a lot of charity events. Last year we did a coat drive. We donated over 200 coats.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, the whole car community here in Virginia actually came out and brought a whole bunch of coats that we were able to donate. We actually have a charity event this September 21st. It's called Rides and Rescues, where we're partnering with a whole bunch of rescues to help the local animals, any pets that need adopting, things like that. And we're partnering with Summit Point and Pale Horse over in Greenbrier. But yeah, we're our Cars and Coffee is going to be in 2 weeks, August 10th. We're doing a school supply drive, also to help the community as well, to get school supplies to the kids.
That's awesome. I love that y'all are giving back to the community. A lot of car clubs, they don't really do that. They're just standing in a parking lot looking at each other's cars. Or, hey, I got a trophy last week. What about you, Bob? So that's awesome.
Yeah, we've definitely evolved from back in the 90s. We're just one big family. That's
awesome. And we'll be doing more Team Ultraspeed vehicles here on this channel, to include the McLaren 720S, her husband's beautiful single turbo Supra, Aubrey's awesome Evo 10. It's got anime all over it, and she has 100 plus, maybe 1,000 stickers in the door jamb. I don't know. She probably doesn't even know. We got Joe's 944. We're going to check that out, and a lot more. I know I'm leaving out a lot of the other Ultraspeed cars, but just stick around and find out. You'll see. And I also want to thank you for showing us the LC 500, giving us a ride and telling us all about it. This car is super awesome. On top of that, like, we had to reshoot this because she had rosary beads hanging right here, and I went home and offloaded my camera and they were just swinging around. So thank you so much for reshooting this.
Of course.
Because, you know, lifesaver.
No problem. It was fun. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thank you to East Coast Garage for featuring my LC 500, and we'll check you guys next time.